everybody, I am Shin Jira, and today I am celebrating Shin Godzilla Day. So we're celebrating 9 years of Shin Godzilla today, and I couldn't think of any way better than talking about these things. Gotta give a big, loving, soulful hug and embrace to that of Alex and Cheryl, who graciously got me both of these while they were at G-Fest. Initially knocking my needings of Shin Godzilla variants from 5 down to 3. These 3. So I thank you, Alex. I thank you, Cheryl. Neither of you needed to do that, but I really do appreciate it, and I can't wait to watch Shin Godzilla with both of y'all in a movie theater very soon. Anyway, up first, look upon him in beloved compliance, their friends and neighbors, because I do believe this is the first, if not one of the first, Godzilla Store exclusive figures. You might not like Shin Godzilla. You might not even love him. You might detest him entirely, and you might extra hate him after me saying that this is one of the first Godzilla Store exclusives. Yeah, we may or may not have gotten Varan or Gorosaurus or Super Mechagodzilla, if not for the Godzilla Store, but also possibly, if not maybe, for this surface traveling pool scab. It's fucking disgusting, but I'm right. Alright, enough of history. It's tag time. Here's the front of the tag, with some new text, Godzilla 2016 and 2017 on it. Look at Toho and Bandai, practically predicting that of Shin Godzilla orthochromatic. Back of the tag just says Bandai, not Bandai Namco. How cool. And here is the inside of the tag with a whole bunch of stuff on it. And now, since this is a Shin Godzilla and a Godzilla Store exclusive, we must double sleeve him to the sounds of persecution. Alright, and there he is. Translucent gray with metallic reddish orange paint, Shin Godzilla. So hey, translucent gray. I can see why they didn't really do this ever again. Yeah, not gonna lie. One of the reasons why it took me so long to pick this guy up, even though I'm Shin Godzilla brain rotted out, is mostly because the overall style and conjecture and all that other stuff of this guy is rather unappealing. But that did so very much change once I got the guy in hand and got to see him under the proper amount of lighting, because the metallic paint really saves this thing. But like most Shin Godzilla figures, we are going to have beady white pupilless eyes. We are going to have a row of teeth that is surprisingly very well done. It's been so long since I've taken a look at a movie monster series Shin Godzilla from before 2018. So yeah, that tooth is not a befuddlement. They didn't miss a tooth either. Very nice. Oh wow. Didn't realize there was detail around the eyes like that. Jesus Christ. But yes, the teeth are rather nice. The details are exuberant, as to be expected with this version of Godzilla, as he really is just a walking, talking, emotionless scab of a Godzilla. Metallic orange reddish paint, gracing that of the gills, the chest, the neck. It's very lovingly done, and it is something that we would see happen again later that year with the Final Climax movie monster series release. I do believe this happened with the latest Final Climax release that came out of the movie monster series, the one that wasn't an exclusive but a wide release, hey? And I just really very much dig the application going on here. It is very neat, save for that one point on his chesticle nipple, but it just highlights all the details and the very jerry-rigged look of Godzilla's skin. He's slowly breaking apart from the inside. He's being held together with Hubba Bubba Max and Scotch tape. I love it. Kind of like a burning Godzilla almost. Again, I love the details. I love the way the metallic paint really does just highlight everything going on here. It's extremely pleasing and painful. Burnt lasagna. Imagine your titties look like burnt lasagna. The toes will be outfitted with the very same eggnoggish, bonish, yellowish, whitish. Spare toenails won't be painted on either side or foot. But at the very least, we are going to get some of that rusty metallic paint on Shin Godzilla's back. And unlike other variants, I'm perfectly fine with the offering given here, just because it offers that very glowy, illuminated look. It's just that overall, again, I wish more of this was gracing the figure entirely. It just looks cool, man. Damn it. Quadruply so, since the paint essentially stops there, we have to go through this long, hard road out of hell-ass tail till we get to the tip where, my goodness gracious, that looks fantastic. I had no idea what I was in for in 2016, and I'm not just talking about the toys or the movie itself. I thought the ridiculous warring and complaining over a feature that's on Godzilla's body ended with 2014, but no, we went from the foot wars to the tip wars. Does Godzilla have a face on the tip of his tail? Was it there for the entirety of the movie? Did it just grow there eventually? Oh my god, it was so cool. And it's one of the reasons why I like Shin Godzilla so much. There's so much to question. And while I doubt Anno, maybe even Higuchi, really have an answer for us, I still like to assume that this is the physical embodiment of that of Goro Maki, which was the final piece to the Millennium Puzzle that is Shin Godzilla, effectively making Godzilla with the inclusion of human DNA. May or may not be truthies. I don't know. So overall, my opinion on this guy, now that I have him in hand, has actually blown up to a whole appreciative vibe, and I'm very, very happy I have him. Now, articulation's going to be exceptionally basic, as it's just going to be the arms and the legs. Now we can move on to the big guns, to a variant that I claimed was my favorite Shin Godzilla variant long before owning it physically. Oh yes, it's time, friends and neighbors, finally. Godzilla vs. Evangelion, the real 4D Bandai Movie Monster Series Shin Godzilla, aka the beloved genome of what would eventually become the Shin Godzilla Heavy Paint Applications version release. But first, it's tag time! We have Shin Godzilla. We have Eva Unit 1. We have Godzilla vs. Evangelion, Universal Studios Japan on the front, aka Hideaki Anno's children are fighting. Why? Back of the tag, we'll have Shin Godzilla's foot for foot lovers and a price tag. Universal Studios Japan. Oh wow, that's a Universal Studios Japan price tag. Holy shit. Worth it. And on the inside of the tag, we are going to get something starkly different from what we normally get in movie monster series figures. And since this is a Shin Godzilla that isn't exclusive to something that is no longer present in the modern day, we must, of course, double sleeve it to the tune of depression and existential crisis.
Give it a ballsy balls. Give it a ballsy balls. Seed my shit.
Alright, now that that's done, let's take a look at the toy, right? So, oh boy, is this boy glossy. Can't wait to be completely overrun with emotion about it and oh boy, is this boy glossy. And I do mean glossy. Bro be looking like the Tar Man in Godzilla format. Sorry, JR. So this Shin Godzilla is going to do something that other Shin Godzillas at the time had not done. A translucent red vinyl base, different from that of the theatrically exclusive Shin Godzilla figure, and it is going to be just slathered in black glossy paint. And for the most part, I really do think it gets the job done because it just kinda fuck off works. One thing that I've always just direly wanted in a Shin Godzilla figure is just for him to look like how he looked like in some of the promos in the trailer. Jet black skin, red peeking through all the folds and wounds on his body. And this figure, for the most part, does exactly that. Look at how that slathered on paint just highlights all of the details of the dorsal fins. Death metal forest from hell on his back and everything. It's just fantastic. And it's gonna be that way from where his ass begins all the way up into the small of his back to his neck to everything. It's so friggin' cool. I can't hate it. I never will hate it. Never, ever, ever. For as long as I live. Now, unlike many Shin Godzilla figures, this guy actually featured a fully red tail top moving into tail tip. For the most part, the ridges along his tail don't feature that much red showing, but it features just enough to keep an asshole like me happy. But the draw is going to be the tail tip over here because it just looks different, man. The minimalist to almost hack job-ish looking paint job on this thing just awakens something in my soul. Like, yeah, that's an obvious glob. Who gives a shit? Look at everything else. I really do like how it trails off into being so obviously seen to getting lost in there, as it really does just give off a glowing heat-radiated effect. And in a way, I do appreciate it, as it does differ from other movie monster series Shin Godzilla variants. And at this point, it's 2019. Multiple Shin Godzilla figures have been made, so them doing something different, despite it coming off a little uncaring in some areas. I honestly think looks awesome. So before I start gushing about Shin Godzilla's chesticle area, let's take a look at Shin Godzilla's face. The eyes are still going to be beady, pupilless white spheres that for the most part are painted up rather nicely. The teeth will be sporting the same color of paint that most Shin Godzilla figures have when it comes to teeth. That tooth is still snaggly, he's still got a gap in his front, but as you can see here, there's actually going to be paint on the inside of his mouth, highlighting some details in there. There's even going to be a little bit of that on the roof of his mouth, but not much. Now moving on from his mushroom cloud looking ass head, we got to move into his neck, his gills, and his chest. Now when it comes to the gills, they kind of reversed what was done with other figures. They painted the ridges in between black while they left everything else red. And I dig that. I like that. Again, glow effect, looks sick. It's more so once we move into the neck and then the chest where the craziness really starts for me. Bro is Mountain Dew Code Red powered, and you can see it expeditiously here. The strands of the skin folding over one another, knotting up into a quick jerry-rigged fix for that of Shin Godzilla's skin. It's stretchy, it's strewn about, it looks fantastic, it's illuminated, it looks awesome. God friggin' dang it, what I would give for an SH Monster Arts version that looks as good as this, minus the gloss. I'm really starting to regret not getting that night color version. At least we got this coming out. Then I'll be moving my Godzilla collection forward. Oh yeah. Details, details. Tarman Shingoji. He's lovely. The rest of the figure is going to be shiny. There will be some peekings through of that of red paint in some areas, like over here and on the bottom of the feet and such, but it doesn't come off as really intentional. It just looks like areas where the brush would have missed. And that would be my only, admittedly nitpickish complaint with this figure. Shoulda let the reds breathe, fam, please. But I'm really not upset about it. Finally having this figure in my hands and in my collection makes me more than happy enough. And, dude, I have so many of these right now, and to still be wowed by Shin Godzillian details with different paints strewn across him, it's love, bro. I can't help it. So, with all that being said, I guess we can move on over into articulation, which is going to be exactly the same as the last. You got the arm, you got the leg. And how about now, some size comparisons. USJ Hideaki Anno's Children Are Fighting version will be standing at 6.5 inches tall, just about. While surface skirting pool scab Shin Godzilla will be standing slightly over 6.5 inches tall. Hey, wait, figures of the year, Shin Godzilla. Shokugan, King, HG, Cable Biter, Kamada-kun, X Plus, Defo Real, D for Real, Deform Real, whatever, Marmot Medicom, SH Monster Arts, Finger Puppets. So thankfully, with the glory of all this mankind, these things are indeed translucent. Oh yeah, I especially love, the way this metallic paint looks once the light is shining through it. And when you shine it through his back, it doesn't even come off gray, it just comes off stainy orange. It just works. Strikingly so. Beautifully so. Let's check the back. So through the back, you can see some of that metallic orange. It's definitely orange, rusty. Kind of looks like blood, almost, which is kind of fitting. Through the front to the back, bro be looking like he's sporting the French onion burnt mozzarella on top. It's great. You even get some illuminated detailings going on through there, which is also awesome. I hope and pray to Father Banducci that they're not going to re-release all of these Shin Godzilla translucent figures in a crazy $400 box set with LED lights that come with them, because I'm gonna have to buy it and it's gonna piss me off. I'm easily impressed, and with stuff like this, it's kind of hard not to be. Look at that face. He's covered in the gravies. Alright, let's see what you... Yeah, fam, this is the fucking vibe right here. Oh, yes. Oh, that is so friggin' cool. I'm so glad they used a deeper red vinyl because it just shows up all the better, almost accurately with this thing. And it's not just through the clear patches either. Toss an LED into this thing, and all of the areas that were either purposefully or not purposefully missed with that paint are going to be illuminated. My goodness, that just looks awesome. Oh, I love head. Look at that. He actually looks like a cloud. A mushroom cloud. And yeah, it'll be present on areas like the foot, the shin, mostly. The knee, mostly. The thigh. Okay, maybe not the thigh. You get a little bit of it on this thigh, moving into his knee, shin, foot. Very, very cool. The dorsal fins are looking really, really nice. Imagine if Shin Godzilla's heat ray was just blood red like this. But you know, it makes sense that it's purple. He glows red, you add blue to red, what do you get? Purple. Probably. I haven't been in color theory class for decades now. But now moving into the tail. Just like some of Shin Godzilla's extremities, this area isn't going to light up the craziest. But from the top, it's definitely impressive at the least. It does kind of flicker off and on throughout the tail because there is a lot of thick paint applications, but moving into the tip, wowzers, that's just nice. It's like an HR Giger dildo. Listen, I can't help but be lewdly judgmental. It's just who I am. That's just fucking awesome, dude. Ugh. And that's gonna be it from me, friends and neighbors. I mean, it's... Ah, fuck. Why are they two different sizes? Why is he more hunched forward while he's standing upright? Is this just the pulling of the mold from the mold?
Nobody gives a shit!
We'll see what happens for Shin Godzilla's 10th anniversary. As of right now, in terms of Shin Godzilla, the only thing that's even remotely linked to that is going to be the SH Monstars poster pal, Climax, Heat Ray, Purplage, Shin Godzilla. For all we know, that could be all we get. Maybe we'll get a new movie monster series exclusive or something, but we're gonna put a pin in this conversation, and I'll save that for a different video. I've been ShinRobJira. Thank you all so much for watching. Happy Shin Godzilla Day. If you give a fuck enough to celebrate, I do. Bye, everybody.
Every time I go outside, I look like I've been doing math, and I sleep for 19